Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Inspiration Today. About September, spring. I'm going to stop dancing because old men should never dance. But in the words of Earth, Wind and Fire and their famous September song, I'm still dancing. What's wrong with me? Golden dreams were shiny days. What does that mean? I've got no idea. But I just wanted to say good morning. Welcome to Inspiration Today. And we're in September. How has that happened? And I just want to share with you some kind of thoughts that are going through my head this morning because it's so random. It just changes every day. Just some thoughts to kind of hopefully just fire you up a little bit for the end of this week and for what's going to be, fingers crossed, an absolutely brilliant September. If you're watching live, please do say hello in the chat. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're going on YouTube as well. And if you're watching on catch up, please do say hello in the chat. I've not said hello properly, have I? Good morning, everybody. I'm Andy Taylor-Whyte from the Inspiration Bureau. And I do this every week on a Thursday, 11 o'clock, a quick gallop through kind of what's been inspiring me ahead of this week as well. So I think September, for me, I'm getting this kind of sense of, it's a sense of kind of renewal. That there's the whole kind of going back to school feeling. I'm clearly not going back to school. Look at the state of me. But there's that kind of, new uniform, going back to school, new episode, for a lot of people, this is a new financial year has just started. A new kind of quarter stuff going on. Vaughan, good morning. Thank you very much for joining live. I think as well on this idea of a kind of renewal, is that, we do need, every so often, you need a bit of a boost. Is it the Forth Road Bridge that gets painted once a year and it takes a year to paint it? Is this true? Does anybody know if that's true? Say so in the comments, please. I just made that up. Anyway, I don't make stuff up all the time. And this, away from this kind of sense of renewal, which I think September's really good for, because, we've hopefully, some people have had a bit of a break over August if you've been away, or a massive staycation. If you didn't know, I'm down in Bournemouth. Bournemouth is buzzing. I mean, Bournemouth is absolutely buzzing at the moment. You can't get a parking space, but it's buzzing. And there are good beaches to go to, by the way. Southbourne. Southbourne's really nice, if you don't know. Don't go anywhere near the pier. I'm going to come back to the pier a little bit later on. So it's this kind of sense of feeling of renewal. And I like this kind of idea. If you've got kids, you'll know this. They'll be buzzing about school. You'll be like, get back to school. Thank you. And then there's this sense of freedom. And I take, I'm not going to dismiss clearly what's still going on with the pandemic. I mean, was it the numbers yesterday? It's like, I think it was 200 people have died. How is that not like still headline news that? I mean, anyway, that's political. But, actually it's quite close to our family at the moment. So somebody in our family has COVID. They're isolating at home. They've only had one jab, actually. They haven't had their second jab yet. They weren't eligible for it, but get well soon. But what I would just say is, it's still out there, but there is this sense of freedom. People are getting out more. They're kind of going to different things now. And actually, I'm going to something later today, which is kind of, for me, kind of sense of freedom. It's a bit of a getaway in that I'm going, business networking. We've done a lot online, haven't we? Zoom, and that's the new weapon of choice, isn't it, for business networking? Quick meetings, done very quickly, don't even have to leave home. Brilliant. And it's kind of like dating now. I think you can have a very quick business meeting over Zoom and then decide whether you're actually going to meet this person and spend £4.20 on a Costa. I'm joking. But that idea of, you don't have to travel, take time out to then do that. I'm getting a bit bullish today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Amy, good morning. The Golden Gate Bridge is painted continuously. What? An ongoing tour and maintenance job. Thank you, Google. Brilliant, Amy. Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. An ongoing job. Perhaps that's what we're all doing. We're all doing ongoing with September. And just say the sense of freedom is, I've been to a couple of external networking events now where people are outside, people are meeting inside. And get this, I'm off today. This is one of the privileges of living in Bournemouth. I'm off to an amazing networking event this afternoon on Bournemouth Pier with the red arrows. What? The red arrows will be flying over, all right? But it's the idea of actually people just getting out again, a little bit of socialising in their own comfort zones. And I'm just, I'm very conscious as we go out and back into networking and stuff that we need that human energy. Most of you, hopefully, some of those watching now will know that I do kind of presentation skills to people. And I love those events. I love those workshops where we get in and we see human beings and kind of see how they perform and get messages across. And that's very much, in the charity world as well. I do a lot of work with charity and that sounded so philanthropic. I'm not. I'm a consultant. I work with charities and I love it. But for charities, massively hit by the pandemic, they're getting out there now. They're getting out on the streets again. Vaughan, you know this. Vaughan runs an amazing company that kind of does this stuff and helps charities to do that, get back on the street and really kind of engage people. Human eye-to-eye contact, which is without doubt, tell me if I am wrong, but is without doubt the best selling technique, the best communication technique we've got. So I'm really delighted about that kind of freedom. Feeling of freedom. And the third point for me for September is I think it's a real time to kind of test stuff. And I want to share with you two quick stories, if I may, about what that's coming out. So one story is from yesterday. So I'm part of another networking group called Only, O-N-L-E, brilliant, growing, da-da-da. Yesterday online, they launched a book over 15 minutes at a particular time online when they knew if they got everyone to buy the book at this moment, when I say everybody, not a big crowd, but a number of people bought it at this moment, they'd already worked out that they could be at the top of the Amazon bestseller list. What? Amazing. So it's just time to test stuff out, isn't it? And try these ideas as we kind of emerge into September and kind of get stuff out. What's inspiring you, please, about September coming up now? You're kind of really looking forward to it. Please, if you're willing to, drop it in the chat. If you want to come on screen, tell me, and I'll send you the link. And you're very welcome to give people a break from listening to Andy for a couple of minutes. So I think wrapping all those things up for me at the moment, September is about, it's kind of been inspired by September, but I think the three things at the moment that are giving me a real buzz, this idea of, it's a feeling of renewal. It's a feeling of kind of getting out there, even a new set of clothes, a new jacket, something to really give you a boost as we open up from September. This feeling of freedom that if you're comfortable, that there is this time now we can get out and really kind of engage with people in a more human way. And also this kind of time to test. September, I think, is a brilliant time to really test stuff and get it out there because we're all coming back into the business arena. We're trying new ideas out. And that, I think that's going to be, I'm really hopeful, will be one of the lessons from lockdown, is that as we've emerged from lockdown, we've been able to test new ideas, new concepts, new approaches because we have to. Because some of the more traditional routes have either dramatically reduced or closed down completely. And we've got to see that. You've got to look at that in hospitality, the way that hospitality have really turned around. I know they're under so much pressure at the moment, but they've tested new ideas and they're going to keep them, because actually it's a better business model for them. So let me see. There's some comments coming in the chat. I've got to put my glasses on because I am officially old. Was that in the lyrics of the September song? No. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back to the start and see what I'm Vaughan, lots of positives still coming from face-to-face fundraising. The public are continuing to be excited about engaging with fundraisers. Yes. I mean, I've sorry to keep talking about Bournemouth, but and many of you will know I've got a history with the RNLI. That sounds like I've been rescued. I didn't mean it like that. I've had the privilege of working with them. You go down to the seafront, you go to events. I was at an event last weekend and the RNLI was there with face-to-face fundraisers. An absolutely brilliant, very human way of connecting with people. And of course, with everything going on now, and people wanting to be a bit more social distant, even at two meters, you can have a brilliant conversation, if not a bit closer. And technology, the way, I'm sure, Vaughan, you'd agree, the way that technology is helping to instantly kind of convert people. I remember a brilliant Oxfam face-to-face fundraiser who got me in London. And if you work in the charity sector, you kind of know, sometimes you'll engage with people because you want to know what's their trick, what they're doing. And then also you kind of, make that eye contact where you go, I'm not looking at you. I'm just going to walk straight past. That's it's got to be one of the hardest jobs, hasn't it, in fundraising? Anyway, bowled over by Oxfam because this amazing lady was just telling me the story of one of their projects. And then she gave me some 3D goggles. And I put them on. And I was immediately in Africa, and I was just bowled over, joined there and then done, that kind of experience stuff. And I know where technology is really helping to do that. Please say if that's September equals go time. Thank you, Vaughan. Amy, September is so busy. Rolled over events, branch activity, 22 planning. Roll on November. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I'll say more about this next week because I'm buzzing about something else that's going to happen to me on Monday. So I'm about to work on the 100th Poppy Appeal, and I'll talk more about that next week. And I feel incredibly privileged to be part of something pretty extraordinary. But I'll mention more about that. I can't say much this week, but I'll talk more about it next week. But I am inwardly dancing to September, okay? Because I've just to be part of something like that is extraordinary. I'll say more next week. That's me. Please drop any more chats in on what's inspiring you this week about that. Vaughan coming back in again. And if you're watching this on catch up, please add comments. I always like to go back and I appreciate not everyone can suddenly jump on at 11 o'clock and watch me. Why would you want to? But thank you if you are. We have a totally touchless face-to-face sign-up process, safe, secure, and what the public wants. Vaughan, that sounds like a really good political statement. That's like I have a t-shirt. Have you got a t-shirt with that on? That's like, come on. I can feel you now. It's face-to-face rebellion. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Let's just ditch what I've just said. Morning, Andy. It says LinkedIn user. Dun dun dun. Who could it be? I'm sorry, whoever you are, but coming up on StreamYard, it says LinkedIn user. I'm going to read out. If you're willing to say who you are, please, as well. Oh, this is like mystery. It could be anybody. Who could it be? It could be a train driver going over the Forth Road Bridge because of what I said earlier. Morning, Andy. As the grip is slowly released on C-19 restrictions, it's time to re-engage face-to-face. I'm a massive advocate of rapport-based leadership. Legend, whoever that is. That's a gem. I'm going to, please tell me who you are. Oh, this is great. I don't know if there's a mystery now about who you are. Tech made powerful by people. Vaughan, that's another t-shirt. What? You're in the wrong business, man. You should be doing campaign slogans. Right, you are doing campaign slogans, clearly what you do. So I never want to waffle on with these, everybody. It's just a Thursday morning, 11 o'clock, a quick gallop through what's been inspiring me this week. And please do continue just to share in the chat now or on catch up, anything that's inspiring you. As I said right at the start, I've just been listening to the Earth, Wind and Fire September song. And they've got an amazing kind of, one of the lyrics is golden dreams were shiny days. And I quite like that. That's kind of like, we're looking forward, into this new quarter, whatever it means for you financially in your planning process, whatever, into September, we're buzzing into that. And part of what came out that kind of made me kind of spring for September was this idea of kind of a feeling of renewal. So kids going back to school, that sense of us going back into a different work environment. Also this kind of a freedom to engage more. So we're getting out more. We're having those public interactions on the street for fundraisers. We're doing more. We're having more public events. I'm actually, a lot of my work on the presentation coaching side is ramping up now because people are now having to go and present again to live audiences at live events. So that's coming up. But still people are clearly presenting on Zoom and other devices are available. We're here, aren't we? And I've got to mention, oh my goodness, why didn't I mention it? Next week, the 9th of September, You Are the Media, a guy called Mark Masters. Mark Masters, it's his birthday today. If you know Mark Masters, please wish him a happy birthday. But Mark runs an amazing community, great marketing messages, real media crowd called You Are the Media. And next Thursday, the 9th, he's running a thing called Online Offline. And he's been trialing this. I love it. It's a live event, but also with a virtual component. So you can be at home watching it online and join in the live event, or you could go to Christchurch. They've hired a theatre for the day, and you can go on to the live event as well. And it's a real kind of coming together of a hybrid, a really good model. And what I love about what Mark's doing is he's testing this out, and it makes really valuable. My third point for September is this is a great time to test stuff. There's an energy flowing where people want to have a little go at something as well. And it's a great time to test if you're not already kind of putting that in. Some more comments. Tech made powerful by people. Thank you. LinkedIn user equals Tim Neild CBE. Oh my goodness. Timothy Neild. I was in the Royal Navy with Mr. Timothy Neild. And Tim Neild is a star. All right, let's just leave it there. And the reason I say he's a star, he's actually got a star because he's a Commodore in the Royal Navy, and you get kind of stars as you go. It's just like being at school. Everyone else just calm down. He gets a flag for his car. What? Do you get a free parking space in Asda if you got a flag on your car? I want one. Tim, thank you for joining in today. And the lovely thing about Tim actually is the way he's kind of engaging. He's got a major role in the Royal Navy running the surface flotilla. He runs all these ships that go out and do amazing things. But Tim's got this. I hope you don't mind me saying this, Tim. I'm going to say it anyway. Hey, it's going out there, whatever. Tim is a great champion of kind of mindfulness and stuff. And you go, what? Tim's a senior naval officer, a flag officer, as they call it in the Navy. And, you kind of look back now at how the Navy's training people, making them consider looking at their approaches in life, and is a great champion of kind of mindfulness. And it just makes you think, doesn't it? I've in the last month, I've done an amazing breathing course with a lady called Tracy, who's part of the Only Network. And that's a bit of mindfulness. It's the chilling out, taking a breath, and just, actually, I should have done that right at the start, shouldn't I? Because I was just dancing to September. I apologize again. And this might not even be going out because hopefully the StreamYard gods have just worked out there's music playing and there's going to be right to be paid for. But if you've not listened to September, Earth, Wind and Fire, do it today. But just, I warn you, there's some lyrics in the second verse which are a bit dodgy. How did they ever get away with this? If you listen back to some of these lyrics what am I talking about? Move back to September, Andy. So I'm hoping this morning's given you a bit of a spring in your step about kind of what September can offer us. It's definitely about opening up freedoms. It's definitely about an opportunity to test. And my key message really is this is a time for renewal. It's a time to really step up and do something extraordinary. Next week, 11 o'clock on Thursday, I will be able to share with you a little bit about something that's just knocking my head for six at the moment, and it's involving the poppy appeal. I will say more later. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Have a brilliant rest of the day. If you're watching this on catch up, please drop some comments in. I'd love to come back and just engage with those comments as well. And if you're watching live today and you've given me some of your September time, thank you very much indeed. Have a brilliant rest of the day. Have a brilliant weekend. Let's go for September and have some fun, shall we? Thanks so much, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.